Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 40 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
40, eh?
40, the big 4-0.
Big 4-0. I feel like we need to do a celebration.
Cake?
Yeah.
So this week, we didn't really get a chance to talk about it last week, did we? Because we waffled on for so long about the Notts County game and the Halifax games. So we didn't really get to do a preview about our game on Saturday against Barnet. We were at Barnet on Saturday at the Hive to face the Bees. It's quite cool, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah. And what was your prediction before the game? Do you remember?
I think, if I recall, it was either 2-0 or 2-1. I can't remember.
2-1 you went for.
Was it 2-1?
I went for 3-0. But I did have a sneaking suspicion that after we shared 12 goals in the home game, I thought it would just be the way it goes that we would not get any.
It would have been so nice, wouldn't it?
What, to have another 12?
Yeah. Well, no, just the 7 for us, really.
Oh, just one. It would have been quite nice.
Yeah.
But it's always the way it goes, isn't it? You know, you get so many goals in one fixture. You do the reverse one and it just doesn't quite live up to the same sort of...
I think it would have been different if it was the other way round. We had the away game first and we had the home game. So we drew away first and then we had our...
Yeah, because I think it was early in the season as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was just one of them odd games, I think, the home game. But anyway, Saturday. So we were playing Barnet.
Ryan Barnet was playing Barnet.
Ryan Barnet was playing, which was a little bit odd throughout the game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Barnet going down the wing, and then you're going, what? Oh, yeah, Ryan Barnet going down the wing. Yeah,
a bit odd.
Yeah. So we had no Mendy in the team.
We didn't.
No, he had a thigh injury.
Yeah, well, we didn't know that until it was mentioned. Well, I didn't. I mean, I'm not sure about you, but I think it was Parky that mentioned it pre-interview before the game mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because I think they spoke to him after the team sheet had come out.
Yeah, I had a suspicion, and the reason being
You have lots of suspicions.
I do, yeah. There was a video that came out during the week.
Right.
Of them training.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I sort of watched the video and saw them training and stuff like that, and he wasn't there. Now,
I didn't even notice.
So for me, that was either a case of he just didn't appear in any of the shots.
Yeah.
To me, that seemed a little bit odd that he wouldn't appear in any of the shots.
After his goal.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a bit odd that they'd just happened to film certain things and they'd missed him out.
Yeah.
So I had a sneaking suspicion that maybe he didn't train. Maybe there was something that wasn't quite right and that maybe he wouldn't play. As it turned out, that was correct. So Callum came back in.
He did.
Didn't he? He's one of your OG players, as we call it. So the ones that were there when you first started coming to games.
Yeah.
So when players like that come back in, how do you feel?
Do you know what? It does make me happy.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't had, for quite a few games now, he's not had a chance to be in the starting 11.
No.
But I watched we watched the interview before the game, and Parky was like, he's doing really well this season for us, and unfortunately he's not been able to play many games. So he wanted to give him, he had to give him this chance because obviously Mendy wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it was good to see him back on there. Just a shame it was. I know you're not. This isn't. We're going on to this soon.
In the head.
Yes, but it was a shame about what happened.
Yeah.
No spoilers just yet.
No spoilers just yet. No, I know, but it's who would you start out of Mendy and McFadzean?
Why do you keep asking me this question?
Because people want to know what you think.
It's such a toughie, though. No, I think as much as I love
the OG players,
I don't know. Because Mendy, before the Notts game, I don't think he was kind of
on it.
Yeah, on it. So if before the Notts game, I would have said McFadzean, which I did.
Yes.
When the team sheet came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after his goal on Monday against
Yeah.
Notts County, I think I probably would have said Mendy to start.
I think Mendy's the better player out of the two. I think I've said this before in the sense of McFadzean's very much a defender. Mendy's very much more of an attacking threat, I would say, than McFadzean. So it sort of, it's weighing it up, really. I think if Mendy's on it defensively, like he was Notts County, I think he's got to start 100%. Because he's got both then. He's got the defensive side of the game, and he's also got the much more attacking presence. But
would those two ever start at the same time?
Not really.
No.
I wouldn't say so. Unless you were going to switch it up to something like a 4-4-2. So at the moment we play 3 at the back.
Yeah.
/5, because you've got your 2 wing backs who are either classed as midfielders or defenders.
Is that Mullen, Palmer, Lee?
No. So you got 3 at the back. So
they're at the front, aren't they? Sorry.
Yeah, so that's Tozer, O'Connell, and Tunnicliffe, whoever.
Yeah.
And then your wing backs are Mendy and Barnet or Ford. They're the ones that go round the outside, basically. So, Mendy / McFadzean, they double as like defenders and midfielders in the sense of when we're defending, they drop in to defend. When we're attacking, they're attacking down that side. So they've got like a double sort of life almost.
Double life.
The only way they would play in the same team is if you went 4 at the back.
Right.
So 2 central defenders, a left back, a right back, and then in your 4 across the midfield. So 2 central midfielders, a left midfielder, a right midfielder. So that then you'd have a left back and a left midfielder.
Where does Tozer fit into all that?
Centre defence.
Centre defence.
Centre half,
right.
We call it. Anyway, I don't know where we've gone with that. No.
So, Ford was back on the bench.
Nice to see.
Yeah, the commentators mentioned yesterday that he was away because of compassionate leave.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, which have been rumours going around in regards to what the issue is, but there's nothing been set in stone, so we're obviously not going to discuss that. There
is one specific rumour that we've heard. But we're not going to discuss it because it's obviously, it's a private thing, and
if he wanted us to know, he'd let everybody know.
Exactly. So it's probably best.
But it was good to see you back, though, Ford.
Yes,
it was good to see you back.
So we had quite a fast start. Really, we had a couple of chances early on. One of note. I think I didn't note the time of it, but I think it was probably in the first 10 minutes. Was Elliot Lee had that little shot. So Mullin found him.
Yeah.
He moved round to the right. Nice little shot. Keeper went down and saved it. In the early sort of exchanges, how did you think the game was going to go? Did you think it was a good start? And
yeah, I honestly thought that we were going to get. I honestly thought we were going to leave that game with 3 points.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good first half.
Yeah.
But Barnet were proper pushing.
Yeah, they were. I watched the highlights back. We obviously watched the game. We didn't go to the game, unfortunately, because of the absolute ridiculousness of the tickets, because Barnet decided to release tickets for all their home games, remaining home games back in like December or January or something like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't notify any of the clubs that they were going to do that. So people were finding out, and pockets of fans were going, "Oh, I'll buy them." And then by the time most people found out, a lot of them for the Wrexham game had been sold out. They did release a few more later on.
And they changed the time as well.
But, so we didn't go, but we watched it on TV. I watched the highlights back later on at night. And
just to annoy you even more.
Yeah, no, but there's not a lot to say about the first half, to be honest. Lee had a chance. It was a little bit back and two, but not a lot happened, to be perfectly honest. It was very much, I think it's what we've come to sort of expect from Wrexham, like holding onto the ball, like passing it about. If there's an opportunity to create a chance, we will go and do that. But we just like holding onto the ball, moving it about, wearing teams down.
To be fair, yesterday, I think they could have shot. They could have got a goal or attempted to get a goal but from, like, for example, I think Elliot Lee, I think it was Elliot Lee, he had the ball, but for some reason, rather than, you know, having a shot himself, he passed it to somebody else, and then obviously Barnet got in the way, and then it was back up the other end of the pitch.
I think your sort of game plan away from home is very different. It's, you know, it's about trying to hold on to the ball, trying to wear people down, create chances as and when you can. You know, against a decent team like Barnet, if you go in at 0-0, so be it. The point I was going to make is the highlights were 17 minutes long. The highlights of the first half were 3 minutes of that 17.
So that just says it all, doesn't it?
It sort of said it all, really. You know, there wasn't a lot going on in that first half. But I think I said to you before the game, didn't I? I said I'd take a draw here. You know,
I wouldn't.
No, it's a tough place to go. And then you're sort of watching it going, they're going to be tough to break down. They're going to have a couple of chances of their own. I'd probably take a draw. So we went into the second half anyway. The first real sort of thing of note, I would say, that happened was probably the sending off.
I think it was like 40 minutes left of the game, I think, when McFadzean got sent off.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it was like early 50s that he got sent off. So for anyone who hasn't seen the game, a cross came in. There was a little bit of a thing in the middle. Mullin tried to have an overhead sort of kick
at it. Acrobatic thing.
Yeah, but he didn't quite catch it right. It went to the keeper. The keeper went down, smothered it. McFadzean was sort of following in, and he just sort of left his leg in a little bit. He did catch him. Nothing. I mean,
he had no cuts on him or anything.
Nothing major. It wasn't anything major. The ref noticed that he'd left his foot in and decided to give him a red card. Sent him off, 52 minutes, 40 minutes to go with a red card. So the question is, with your you've seen red cards. You've seen, you know, like 2-footed tackles. You've seen, you know, we saw what's his face get sent off the other week with the elbow on OConnell. Was that was the York game? So you saw the elbow. You've seen things like that. You've seen violent conduct. You've seen red cards.
Bentosa getting tripped over or something like that. Or I can't remember what game that was. Someone got a red card for that.
Did they?
Yes.
I don't remember that one. Anyway. Oh, that is Sheffield United, you mean? They kicked out at him.
Yeah.
That was a kick. So you've seen like all that sort of violent conduct stuff, you know, before. So with all that in mind, what did you make of the red card? In your opinion?
I don't think it was a red card.
You don't?
I think what people were expecting, and what I was actually expecting, is when the goalkeeper got up.
Yeah.
Laurie Walker.
Yeah.
When he got up, I was expecting like a big gash in his head, or, you know, something to show that he actually caused injury to him, because he was down for a while.
He was. Now, here's a question then. What do you think? So if somebody like O'Connell, when O'Connell got elbowed, in the York game, he went down, he got up, he didn't have any blood on him. So where are you going with your point? Is what I'm saying. What signifies a red card to you? Is it
intent?
Intent. Okay, I'm glad you said that word, because that is the word that I was going to say. So I get your point, but why did he leave his foot there? Because his foot
got stuck.
It didn't get stuck.
Stuck in his face.
It didn't get stuck. His foot was naturally going past him, and he left it in. That to me signifies intent. So your exact word, I'm using your words against you.
I didn't say that he was intentional, though. I was just saying that is the word that I would give.
Yeah, but I think that's the point. I think you've made the point without realising you've made the point. I think it's intent, and I think the fact he's left his foot in, I don't think it's helped him that he's caught him in the head, regardless of how hard. Doesn't really matter. You know, if you've done that and you've caught him in the head when he's on the floor, I think you're asking for trouble, really. I think for me, it was a stupid thing to do. I don't know what, you know, every now and again players leave a little bit in there just to go, yeah, go on, have that. you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that caught him out was he was expecting to leave his foot in, catch him on his arm or catch him somewhere. The fact that he's caught him on the head, regardless of how hard, he's caught him on the head, that's been his downfall, I think. Because...
Should have got him in the nuts instead.
But I don't think that would have been as bad. If you've left a little bit in and you've caught him on the arm, or you've caught him in the nuts, or you've caught him in the stomach, or you've caught him... I think all of them, you're probably getting away maybe with a yellow. I just think the fact that he's caught him in the head has been the reason the ref's gone, I'm not having that.
I don't even think the ref really knew what was going on, to be honest. I think it was the uproar from the Barnet players.
Yeah.
And the way that they...
He gave it quick, though.
I know, but the way that they reacted afterwards, like there was one player, it starts with a J.
Yeah.
Jewson or something, I don't know what his name is. Anyway, I don't know what his name is. But as McFadzean was walking off, one of the players, Barnet players, kind of like was playing with his hair.
That was Harry Smith.
Was it Harry Smith?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Jay. Anyway.
Jerry Smith. No,
yeah.
It was Harry Smith.
Yeah, so he was like not pushing, but
yeah, I know.
I think, and it's like, why were you doing that? Because you're trying to goad him even more.
To do something
else. And I just think it's not violent conduct, but I think that's a booking, personally, for intimidation.
Yeah, I get your point.
I am not a fan of Barnet now. Do you know what? I had no issue with them before the game, but I don't
think you've more got an issue with one player, haven't you? It's one of them. It was.
I mean, he's called Laurie these days.
I think it's such an...
I've even crossed my arms, I'm that angry.
I think it's an awkward one, really, because it's so soft. It is so soft for a red card that, you know, you'd sort of go, oh, I can't believe he's give that. But at the same time, like I was saying before, I think it's just one of them awkward ones where, because he's caught him in the head. And I think that's why the refs made... I would have liked to have seen the ref take a little bit more time just to think about it before rushing and doing it. He might have come out with the same, went through the same thought process and still come out with a red card.
Yeah.
I just would have liked to have seen him think about it a little bit longer. It was
like the players were controlling the referee, like, you know,
right,
it was a red card and the referee's like, oh yeah, okay. Do you think it should be rescinded?
It won't be, I don't think.
I don't think it will be.
No, I don't think it will be. I think...
Although...
Okay, but the answer is, do you think it should be? Sorry, that's what you asked me.
Especially after that tweet that he put onto Twitter.
You forget about it. We'll talk about that in a minute, but...
I think that's a very valid point.
Yeah, it is. We'll literally, let me answer the question and then we'll talk about it. Should it be? As a Wrexham fan,
yes.
Of course, it should be. I always try and be objective.
How though? How can you be objective?
I don't know. I'm trying to take myself out of it for a minute. Probably not. I'm thinking more of whether it will or won't. It won't. Because if you take it without looking at the incident, if you just take the facts, he had no reason to have his foot there. His foot was already clear of the incident. He put his foot back in. He's made contact with a player's head while he's on the floor. And that, to me, just in them couple of sentences, I find it hard to understand how they're going to rescind that red card. But me personally, I can't see how...
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, I am. Like I said, it was extremely soft. And I would love to see it be rescinded. I just can't see that it's going to be.
No.
No, if I'm completely honest.
Well, I'm angry.
There was a couple of chances we had. We probably had our best chances when we went down to 10 men. On the break, we were decent on the break. You know, we some decent fast play. A couple of things I remember. Barnet had a good run down the right. He cut inside. Probably could have had a shot a little bit earlier. Ran into a defender. The ball sort of spewed out a little bit, and Ollie had a sort of turn and shot. Keeper had to make a save. The other one was a toes-along throw. and it sort of bounced right in the middle, went right through everybody. O'Connell was on the far post. I thought initially it was cleared off the line by somebody. He just headed it straight out the keeper. The keeper didn't really know too much about it. He put his hands up and it was just there. So I think O'Connell puts that anywhere else and it probably goes in. So that was, another disappointing one. I wanted to talk about the penalty appeal as well. I think it was Cannon had a shot from outside the box. Barnet defender was there, hit the Barnet defender on his hand.
The Barnet, I thought you were talking about Ryan then.
No, it hit the Barnet player on his hand. Ref said no.
Yeah.
All the Wrexham fans in uproar. Over to you. Penalty or no penalty?
As much as it pains me to say, I don't think it was a penalty, purely because he didn't. The ball was coming towards him, and he didn't lift his hand up to kind of. His hands were by his side. Yeah. So I don't think
you're probably right.
Yeah.
I think if he'd have put his arm. The rule is if your arm is in a natural position, hence by your side, then and the ball hits you, from close in, it's not going to be a penalty. Anyone who watched the Man City game yesterday, Man City got a penalty. The ball came across, the defender had his arm stretching and he had his arm sort of around his head, hit his hand. That was a penalty because your arm is in an unnatural position. You don't need your arm up by your head to play football. And that's a penalty. Although the argument around the situation is, even if your hand is in a natural position, if you have enough time to react to that ball coming to you,
you've got enough time to move
your hand out the way, then potentially that is a penalty. Yeah. So that's where the confusion comes. The ball wasn't hit from 1 yard away. If it was, definitely no penalty, even though it's hit his hand. The fact that it's been hit from a little bit further away, that's where the confusion might lie as to, well, is it a penalty? Is it not a penalty? So it is a grey area. They've tried to remove grey areas out and they've just created more.
I was going to say there will never not be grey areas in football, I don't think.
No, I think if Cannon was 2 yards further back when he took that shot, I would say that's a penalty because he has enough time to react to that to move his hand out of the way.
Or himself.
Or his whole body, or put his leg in, whatever. Yeah. I think he's got enough time to react. Where Cannon hits it from, I do think it's a bit of a grey area, really. Again, as a Wrexham fan, I would have loved for that to have been given.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and I can understand why it wasn't given, but I can understand why a lot of people are shouting that it should have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't need to talk.
I'm getting bored of the Barnet game tomorrow.
Barnet had a couple of good, decent chances as well late on. They had one right in front of goal where the guy just sort of didn't get his foot on it. They had a header at the back post. Can't remember who that was now, but they had a header at the back post. The guy just looked like he just needed to nod it in and he put it past the post. So, they had a couple of chances. Nobody scored. We got out with a 0-0 with 10 men, happy days, I suppose. But Parky, at the end of the game, obviously had issues. So he went straight to the ref. He couldn't hear what he was said, but I did hear one word, which was disgrace. So I'm assuming he was calling the referee a disgrace. He then went to confront the goalkeeper to call him a cheat. For the amount of time that he spent on the floor after McFadzean touched him. There was a little bit of an altercation and Parky got sent off. So for anybody who who's new to football, and you think that yellow and red cards can just go to players, not the case anymore.
I didn't know that.
No, so managers can get yellow cards during games and they can also get red cards, as Phil Parkinson did.
He's had a few yellow cards, I know that.
He has, yeah. What the red card means for a manager, it means at the next however many games, I think they have the same sort of hearing as players do, they will not be allowed to stand on the touchline in the dugout. They will be up in the stands. It's never a huge deal for a manager because they're usually on the phone to the assistant who's down in the dugout anyway. But blah blah blah.
It'll be fine.
What did you make? What did you make of what Parky did?
I thought
hero or villain?
Hero. I thought it was well justified. And when one of the Barnet players pushed him, is that not violent conduct? Anyway, and it was so nice to see all of the players, the Wrexham players, come into his defence.
Yeah, felt like a big family, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was like, you know what? It's and the fact that when Parky was, you know, he was kind of milking being sent off, wasn't he? Because he was like,
he still went to the fans.
He still went to the fans. He applauded the fans, and I just think the whole thing's a farce. But I think Phil Parky.
Two ways of looking at it, isn't it? It's like, it's a stupid thing to do. You know, you've had 40 minutes to sort of take it in and calm down and then just go, look, it is what it is and move on. But you've held on to that for 40 minutes and then you've maybe done something that, you know, if you're trying to set an example to your players, as an example, you know, for example, to say, you know, we don't react to stuff. We certainly
lead by example.
We certainly don't hold on to things for a whole half and then react to it and then get yourself sent off later on. That's one way of looking at it.
Maybe he just wanted to wait till the end of the game so he didn't get sent off. Do you know what I mean?
But the other way of looking at it is, what a hero.
Yeah.
Parky,
sticking up for your team.
Parky, what a hero. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. You can look at it both ways. You know, I'll come to some people's comments in a minute, but, you know, you can look at it as, you know, good on you for getting out there, sticking up for your players and sticking up for one man in particular, going, this is ridiculous. You're a disgrace. You're a cheat. You know, you can look at it. Yeah, you can look at it that way. Or you can look at it as, Jesus, Phil, just let it go. You know, just let it go. It's happened now. There's nothing you can do to change it. Just get off the pitch. So, you know, it's, you know, Parky, you're our hero.
Yeah. He's literally, he's an honorary Wrexhamite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So, Tuesday will mean no Mendy. Well, we're saying that.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know, but
for argument's sake, let's say no Mendy.
Yeah.
No McFadzean. Who the hell plays?
So this is something I wanted to discuss. So you asked about, do Mendy and McFadzean play at the same time?
Yep.
The answer is probably no.
No.
It's the same argument for Barnet and Ford. Same position, probably not. Although, just because you're right-footed does not mean you have to play on the right-hand side. So, for example, you could play Ford on the right and Barnet on the left. Yeah? As for argument's sake, you could do that.
Yeah.
There's no reason why not. What Barnet likes to do, he likes to cut, what you may have noticed, he likes to go to the outside of a defender and whip it in with his right foot. If he was playing on the left, then what he would probably do more of is cut infield and swing it in with his right foot. As professional footballers, my argument is you should be pretty good with both feet anyway. Yeah. So they're playing in that position. Just because they're switching side is not necessarily a reason why one of them can't play over there. That would be my argument. You've got a wing back, just play him on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Plenty of wing backs play on the side that is not their dominant foot.
Mm-hmm.
Wingers do as well. A lot of wingers, for example, I'll pick out, let's think of one. Mo Salah. Mo Salah is left-footed.
Yeah.
Okay. But Mo Salah plays on the right-hand side of that Liverpool front three.
Mm-hmm.
Because he likes to cut infield. And when he cuts infield, he is naturally on his left foot to have a shot. So there's no reason why we couldn't put one of them two on that side. Point one made.
Oh my God.
Discussed. Point two, it was something I was going to leave until the close season, but I'll bring it up now. So with the midfield the way it is, very well settled.
Mm-hmm.
No place for Luke Young at the moment. No place for Jordan Davies at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, which is sad.
2 of the OGs.
2 of the OGs. Although, Jordan, very good left footer.
Yes.
He's got an excellent left foot on him.
Yeah.
He is very attack-minded, but we're a very attack-minded team.
Yes.
Does Jordan get in the team playing at left wing back?
Yeah.
It's just something I was thinking about. Of at the moment, the way that we're set up in midfield, I don't think Jordan's getting a game because we're very strong in there. Lee has got the fitness to go a full game. There's no need to bring Lee off.
And then some.
Yeah, and then there's no need to bring him off at any point and bring Jordan on. You would maybe bring Jordan on for one of the defensive midfielders if things weren't going to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Although if things are going to plan like they have been, he doesn't really need to come on. You keep your shape, you keep your structure, you keep your defensive midfielders there. The question, it was just something that popped in my head. As a very good left footer, a very good crosser of the ball, because of, you know, he takes his corners, all that sort of thing. Would he be better utilised, getting game time as a left wing back?
Who, Jordan Davies?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see, though, wouldn't it? I'm not really expecting you to answer. I'm going to say
yeah, because you're so passionate about it.
I just think it would be worth having a go.
Should we give Parky a ring?
It just seems like he's such a good player to have doing nothing week in, week out. I just think that maybe there's an opportunity there to use him in a different position. I don't know. I'm not saying it is.
Well, I think we'll find out on Tuesday, won't we?
They're not. But I just think there's an opportunity.
Bang my elbow.
I don't know. It was just something that came into my head, and it's just something I thought. Please let us know if you think Jordan Davies would be a very good left wing back. I would be interested to know what people think. Anyway, all in all. Were you happy with the point? Was it a good point under the circumstances?
Under the circumstances, being down to 10 men and just Barnet being Barnet. Yeah, it would have been amazing to have the 3 points, but we didn't come away with no points. And as your dad said, 1 is better than none.
It is. You know, we needed 7. We now still need 6.
And we've got 3 games.
Yeah, so we've, you know, I think it was probably a good point, really. A decent second half display. Yes, they got chances. Yes, we were down to 10 men. Another point to bring up is no top 7 team have gone to Barnet and got anything more than a draw this season. So that's Notts County. That's Chesterfield. That's Woking. None of the top 7 have gone to Barnet and got more than a draw. So it's not an easy place to go. We only had 10 men for half the game. You know, they've got their tails up. They're in the playoffs. They're pushing for something. It's not a nothing game. I think with all that said, I would say it was probably a good point.
To be fair, you did say at the start of the match, though, you did say, I'd be happy with a draw now.
Yeah.
I because think so. Despite what happened later on in the day with Notts County and Woking, we were still going to be at top.
Yeah.
A bit tight, but...
Yeah, so we had Trevor Coxon. He said, we needed the point, at least we got it. What Parky was doing, I really don't know. Crass stupidity now. We have no left back and no manager on the touchline for the last 3 games. Ridiculous. Drew Godley said, the more I see it, the redder it gets. Arrived well late and dragged a foot across with lots of opportunity to avoid. Just couldn't stop himself. As a Wrexham fan, I'm disappointed in his lack of self-control. This one, I get it. I get both points. I do. You know, I do get both points there.
David Camps, I thought it was a very harsh red card. Didn't make contact with the player, even if the intent was there. Parky won't be missed because he will have full contact with the bench either way.
Exactly what we said.
Matthew, newer fan, but definitely thought Callum didn't need to drag his foot there and touch the goalie whatsoever. intuitively, that's a red card to me. Even if the goalkeeper sold it right when Callum did it, it looked really unnecessary.
Yeah, very true. Jermaine said, honestly, I think Phil turned up for his players. Can he coach the Canadians next season? He said, that being said, McFadzean did the gesture. It made the ref look bad if he did nothing. We know all about that in the NHL. Is it a red? I don't know. Just don't do the gesture.
When he says the gesture, what do you mean?
So he had the gesture is putting your foot in,
right,
leaving your foot in. I think that's what Jermaine is saying.
Yeah,
he's left his foot in. If you didn't want to give the ref a decision to make, move your foot out of the way. This is the point he's trying to make.
Left it there a bit too long.
And Wrexham fan on Twitter said the team has borne the pressure so well. Today the strain showed. Huge Phil fan, but that wasn't his best moment. He will pull it together. He knows nobody's perfect, but he's very
That's
close.
True. If you're passionate about something, then you're gonna, whatever.
Yeah, and Nige said, why do I have a feeling we're going to bottle it again?
I read this message this morning. I was like, Nige, no, Nige.
No, please, no. I think we'll be all right.
I think we'll be okay. Positive vibes, Nige.
Yeah, so just to give everyone a rundown of the title race as it currently stands. So Notts County won 3-0 on Saturday against Woking to move to 103 points from 44 games. We're on 104 points, so 1 point ahead from 43 games, so we've got a game in hand. Our game in hand is on Tuesday against Yeovil, which we'll talk about in a second. We need 6 points from 3 games to win the league. If we win against Yeovil on Tuesday, we can wrap it up on the following Saturday against Boreham Wood. So that is...
I hope so.
That is the title race in a nutshell.
So Yeovil, we are playing them on Tuesday the 18th.
Yes.
Kickoff is at 7:45. I don't know. Is it GMT, BST?
BST.
Or British time, whatever, anyway.
Yeah, so it's 7:45 BST. Please adjust your times accordingly. It will be on Vanarama National League TV.
For us and obviously national international
so
fans.
Anybody who wants to buy that, feel free, wherever you are in the world. But you'll just have to check your local times wherever you are in the world as to when that kicks off. So
in August, we played them August last year.
Yeah.
And it was our second game.
It was our second game.
And we drew 1-1.
We did. Yeah, it was a tough game. As it pans out, probably should have got a few more points from that. Probably should have been winning. Looking at where Yeovil are in the table at the moment, you would like to think we probably should have pushed on and got more than 1 point from that game.
Let's hope we do on Tuesday.
Might have put us in a little bit of a better position now.
Yeah, as it was the second game of the season.
Yeovil, interesting fact for you and everyone who is listening. Yeovil were the last team to win at the racecourse in the league. That was on the 30th of November, 2021.
See, I hate those sort of facts because they make me feel a bit anxious.
So you went at that game, but it was a game when Liam McAlinden was sent off. So he went up for a header, he swung his arm and he caught the player. Well, I don't think he really even caught him, just with his hand.
Yeah.
Never a red card. We went down to 10 men. I think we scored after we'd had a player sent off, maybe. Can't remember. And then being down to 10 men, he got sent off after like half an hour. So we played a long time with 10 men. And it was just too much for us in the end. And they beat us, I think it was 2-1. It was the last team to beat us 18 months ago.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that fact.
At the racecourse.
So they played Solihull on Saturday away and they drew 2-2.
Yes, they did.
And the last 3 before that lost 2, drew 1.
Yes. So they're 22nd in the league at the moment on 40 points. And so Yeovil will be relegated on Tuesday if we beat them. So
it's not, again, is it going to be an easy game?
My thinking is, I think, without knowing exactly,
or jinxing it.
No, I think if Aldershot get one more point from their last 3 games, Yeovil are down anyway, regardless of what they do. Or it might be 2 points, I'm not sure. But they're pretty much on the brink of going down anyway. So yes, they have something to play for, but I'm not sure it's a case of, if they were a lot closer to getting clear of the danger, then I think it would be a very different game. As it is, they're pretty much down anyway. So I think, it's very different. They've not won since the 7th of March either. And that was at home to Eastleigh. Well, Eastleigh have lost some odd games as well. Not that we're talking, they've lost to Gateshead, they've lost to Yeovil, they've lost odd teams, and for a team that's sort of pushing on for, the playoffs, they do seem to lose some odd games. Just one about Yeovil, they were in the Championship in 2014.
Not that long ago, really, if you think about it.
That's a massive fall from grace. So that is 9 years ago. So for anybody sort of listening who doesn't still quite understand the sort of tiers of leagues, so it goes Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, and then National League, which is where Wrexham are, which is the 5th tier. Mm-hmm. So the Championship is the 2nd tier in English football. So, and they're currently in the 5th tier. So in 9 years, they have potentially gone from the Championship to League One, to League Two, to National League, and if we beat them on Tuesday, to basically semi-professional football. They've gone from the 2nd tier to the 6th tier.
What happens in that way then? Because obviously some semi-professional footballers, they have other jobs.
Yeah.
But because they're obviously professional footballers at the moment, they don't have other jobs.
I would suspect if Yeovil do go down, in the same way that Scunthorpe have gone down. Scunthorpe were in the Championship in 2008, something like that. So again, another team who's fallen massively.
Yeah.
I would guess that even though they're in a semi-professional league, they would remain as professional. So they would. It's all about money, though.
I was going to say, will they have a pay cut?
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. Some players may look at trying to get their agent to move them on to somewhere a little bit better. That they can stay as a professional footballer. Some of them might have to take pay cuts. It's one of them. Woo! Who knows? It's sad. It's sad for clubs that you see sort of tumbling down the leagues. At the moment we've got Oldham in the National League. Bear in mind, the Premier League was put together in 1993. Oldham are the first ex-Premier League club to now end up in non-league football, so in the 5th tier. Scunthorpe have been in the Championship and are now in they're going down to the 6th tier. Yeovil have been in the Championship and they're going, potentially going down to, again, the 6th tier. So,
You're full of joys today, aren't you?
Well, it's just sad for clubs, isn't it? To sort of see that sort of decline and tumbling down all the leagues,
Well, we've all been there.
It just goes to show how delicately poised it can be. If you have a poor owner or somebody who isn't steering the club in the right direction, you can tumble very far very quickly. I would suggest. So it'd be their 4th relegation in 9 years.
Wowza!
It's a lot, that, isn't it? Top scorers?
Malachi Linton and Alex Fisher.
Yeah.
So they're both top scorers because they both scored 5 goals this season.
It's low, that, isn't it, for a top scorer in a team? They're the lowest scoring team in the whole of the league. They've only scored 35 goals this season. 35 goals in 43 games. So they're not even averaging a goal a game. So they are the lowest scorers in the whole division. And
let's hope that continues on Tuesday.
Well, yeah, you'd hope so. They're obviously struggling to get goals and to score goals, although they did score 2 on Saturday. So
Boreham Wood.
Yes. So the next game after that is Boreham Wood, which we are hoping will be the one that clinches the
I
title.
hope so, because it'd be so good for them to get the trophy and everything at the home ground.
That's what we're hoping for, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if we win on Saturday, we would be presented with the trophy, which, as long as we win Tuesday, win Saturday, regardless of what Notts County do, we have won the league.
I think I might cry.
It's going to be a big moment if it happens.
Do you think Robin Ryan will be there?
I don't know, really. Didn't really think of that.
I think if it's potential for us to get awarded trophy, I think it'll be a silly idea for them not to be.
Yeah, so it's Saturday the 22nd of April at 6:30. Oh, forgot. Yeovil.
Yes.
Prediction.
Oh, I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to say 2-1.
2-1. Tight game, 2-1, yeah. I'm going to think we're back to form. We're going to push
18-1.
We're going to push them to one side. I'm going to go for 3-0.
Okay.
So as I was saying, Boreham Wood, Saturday the 22nd of April at 6:30 BST. We drew 1-1 away with them in October. Mm-hmm. So the next 2 games we've got coming up, we drew 1-1 with both of them away from home. Saturday, they beat Wealdstone 1-0 at home. They're very much in the playoffs at the moment.
Yep.
They are 4 points inside the playoffs. They're 6th in the league at the moment on 69 points. So they're a decent team, Boreham Wood. The last 3 before Saturday, they'd won 1, drawn 1, lost 1. So we beat them last season twice at home. So we beat them 3-0 and 4-2. One of them was the FA Trophy. I
was going to say, how the hell did they play 2 games at home?
Yeah, so we beat, one of them was the FA Trophy. I think the 3-0 was the FA Trophy. The 4-2 was in the league. So we do play quite well against them at home. Away, we've tended to struggle. I think the last 2 seasons we've drawn with them away from home. They're potential. They are party poopers, Boreham Wood. They won't want to come and roll over. Do you know what I mean? And they won't want us to be hanging around watching us lifting a trophy for winning the league either. You know, they're more than happy to try and push and, you know, at least get a point from us and then go, right, you can go down to Torquay and do your thing down there. You know, so it will be a tough game. Their top scorer is Lee Nlovu.
I was looking at this and I
Well, there used to be a player for Coventry called Peter Unlove.
I think we've had this discussion.
We have. I'm pretty sure. I just had a flashback of it.
When we played away, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not related, by the way, because I have looked. But nope. Some people used to say Unlove and some people used to say Unlovu. So whatever it is.
We'll wait to see what the commentary says.
So he scored 12 this season. So decent player. Need to keep an eye on him, I would suggest. Predictions?
3-0.
You've nicked mine.
You can have 3-0. I don't understand why.
No, it has to be a competition.
God.
Has to be. I'll go for 3-1 then.
Right.
Yeah? Okay.
So, podcast news. So we are top 4 in Norway.
We were.
Oh.
We were earlier in the week. I think we dropped down a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, we were. Top 4 again. The number 1 spot in any country is currently eluding us. So it would be nice to make it to number 1 in one country, but we're more than happy.
There's time.
There is time. We're more than happy with where we're getting in the charts. Yeah. I wanted to make one point about the American podcast chart.
Yeah.
So in the UK, we've described. You have to put a category that your podcast goes into.
Yes.
So with our podcast host.
Yeah.
So we've got the sort of top category that we are in is football, because in the UK it's football. That's what it's called. Now, the knock-on effect of that is we're always going to struggle to get into the American podcast charts for football.
Because of American football.
Because of the NFL and the amount of podcasts that are out there surrounding the NFL and college football and all that sort of stuff. You know, we're never really going to make it into that chart. Wrong.
What?
Wrong. This week, It's the top 250, right? Don't get too excited. But we managed to break into the American podcast chart.
It should be football/soccer, shouldn't it?
Yeah. We do have subcategories and things like that, but I'm not going to go into that. We made it into the football Apple podcast chart. Only 242 in the chart.
Hey.
The fact that we even got in, I think, is a miracle. And I'm very happy.
Marvellous.
Just to talk quickly, we had a couple of interviews this week. One on BBC 5 Live with Naga Munchetti, and we had lots of fun doing that. Yeah. And if anybody wants to listen to that, it's on our YouTube channel, basically. So go over to there, listen to that. It's only a 5-minute thing where we have a chat about the Notts County game. Have a listen to that.
And while you're there, like and subscribe.
Yes. We also had a chat with Ian Herbert.
We did.
Who's a journalist for the Daily
Mail. Sport journalist, yeah.
He's writing a book and he wanted to get our point of view on a couple of things, and he's mentioned us in the book, so that's really fun.
Yeah.
And our YouTube views and subscribers this week have gone through the roof.
Yes. And we're not sure whether it's because of Ben Foster doing that cracker at Notts County, or whether it's just
possibly. So if you could like and subscribe the YouTube channel, we've had lots of new subscribers this week, so welcome to you all.
We're on the road to 1K.
Yes. Just a couple of people who got in touch with regards to that. Stoner Combat Vet said, new to the channel, love it. I love the old fan, new fan point of view.
Yeah, we've got Sharky61. Hi, just found your channel and love you guys. Subscribed, of course. Thank you, Sharky. My wife and I are coming to Wrexham from Canada the last week of September and would love to meet up for a pint. We also really hope to get 2 tickets to see a game in person. Can't wait. Go Wrexham, win the league. And I've already replied and we're going to be meeting up with them. So that'll be fun.
Oh, good. Good. If you want to get in touch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or email us at methewifeandwrexhamafc@gmail.com. I'm sorry, I'm rushing a little bit because the quiz is a bit bigger this week.
Oh, Christ.
Just a shout out for Dragon Chat. It is a mental health peer support group. It is run by an amazing couple of people. It's a weekly thing. It's a Zoom call on a Thursday at 7 p.m. until 8:30. It's an opportunity for people to talk to other people. So basically it's a men's mental health peer support group, and it helps people deal with any sort of mental health issues.
Yeah.
You can talk about things that are going not so great in your life, things that are going great in your life, and you want to talk about that as well. It's not just about the bad stuff. Talk about the football, talk about the most recent games, the upcoming games.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a nice fusion of everything that people get in touch. If you want to go on that call, all you need to do is dial into it. There's no sort of pre-booking or anything like that. You can literally go on to it. The details for that are down in the description if you're watching this video on YouTube. Failing that, head over to Facebook, the Wrexham AFC Facebook page on a Thursday at about 6:30, and they release all the details.
Same with Twitter as well. They do it on Twitter, because I try to share it on Twitter as much as I can. But like I said last week, life gets in the way sometimes, and I can't do it. But
it does indeed.
Yes.
So, quiz.
Yep.
So we were watching the Barnet game on Saturday, and somebody mentioned about the ground being called the Hive, and I said the reason, we've already talked about this, but the reason it's called the Hive is that Barnet's nickname is the Bees.
You're going to ask me what other stadiums are called, aren't you?
No, not at all. No, that'd be quite cruel, I think. Let's try one. Meadow Lane. Who plays there?
Notts County.
There you go. 1 out of
That's
1.
That's etched in my brain.
1 out of 1. You can have that one. We'll move on because that isn't the quiz.
Damn.
Okay. So, because they were called the Bees, thought we'd do some nicknames of National League clubs.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
No.
There's 10. There's 10 in total.
Oh.
Okay. So this is out of 10.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I am going to give you the nickname.
Okay.
And then you need to give me the club. Because I thought it was a bit unfair the other way around. Because if I started spewing out clubs to you, I thought you wouldn't get that. So if I give you the nickname, I thought it might make it a bit easier.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No? Number 1.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
Number 1.
Yep.
The Magpies.
Oh, the Magpies. The Magpies.
Yeah. The Magpies.
Halifax.
It's a poor start, I'll be honest with you.
I'm assuming they play black and white.
Yeah. Did Halifax play in black and white?
No.
No. So why have you gone for them then?
I'm trying to think. Boreham Wood.
No, that's very poor, that is. That's Notts County, the Magpies.
Oh, I was going to say Notts County, but because you asked me a question about Notts County to start with, I thought, no, there's no way. Oh, you had me there, lad.
Do you know why I put that first?
Why?
Because I thought it was an easy one to get you going. Okay. Number 2, the shots.
Aldershot.
Correct. Do you want to count them up, or do you want me to count them up? I only need one hand, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Might only need one finger.
You might only need one finger, yeah.
Okay, number 3.
Yep.
The Latics.
Ooh, Oldham.
Correct. Well done. That is 2. Number 4. The Cards. Or, if you go a bit further back, I think they were the Cardinals. But
York.
Currently no. Don't interrupt me. Currently known as the Cards.
York.
Incorrect. We watched them play yesterday and they mentioned the nickname on numerous occasions during the broadcast. It was Woking. Number 5.
Yeah.
The Spyrites.
The Spyrites are Southend.
I love how confident you are and then just get it wrong. So where is there a famous spire in the UK? No?
Portsmouth. Southampton, Portsmouth.
They're not in our league.
Liverpool, Blackpool, I don't know.
The Crooked Spire? No. No.
York?
No. It's Chesterfield.
I didn't know there was a spire, Crooked Spire.
Okay. Number 6.
This is just terrible.
It is poor. Number 6, the Minster Men.
The Minster Men are... Oh, yeah. I don't know. Boreham Wood.
Famous Minster? No? Famous Minster? Something Minster?
Kidderminster?
No, it's York.
York.
Minster? No? Okay. Anyway. Number 7. The Shrimpers.
That's Southend.
That's Southend. That is 3. That is 3. Unless you get the rest of them right, I was right. I only needed one hand.
Shut up.
Number 8.
Yep.
The Shamen.
The Shamen are... The Shamen are... Yeovil.
No, that's Halifax. We went to the Shay.
Oh my God!
We were there the other day and they're called the Shamen. Number 9.
Yeah.
The Gulls.
The Gulls?
Yes.
Right, well this is going to be either... I reckon this is Torquay.
Correct. Torquay. And the last one, the Spitfires.
The Spitfires, they are Oldham.
They're the Latics. You've already answered that.
Okay, scrap that then. Edit that out.
They've got. I'm not editing that out. They've got a Spitfire on their flag, and we talked about it before.
Boreham Wood.
No, you're obsessed. You're obsessed with Boreham Wood.
Spitfire. I'm thinking. Spitfire. I don't know.
I gathered that. That is Eastleigh.
I know. I could visualise the badge, but I just couldn't visualise the team.
I think you got 4 out of 10.
I think that might be too kind. I think I got 3.
No, I think you got 4.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Please let us know how you got on with that.
Yeah.
No cheating.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening again this week. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.